Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I went to sleep last night like with food and stuff on the grill. Y'all know I smoked my turkey. Ooh, that thing. Ooh, y'all. When I took it off of the grill, the meat just fell off of the turkey. I mean, it just fell off on its own. I just put it on in the pan. Then I put my ground turkey on the grill that I use for my lasagna soup, and I just tasted some of that lasagna soup. It's in the crock pot. Oh my God. And I'm telling y'all, I made that Cajun mac and I did my ciabatta salad. So what I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. I made the Cajun mac and then um it was too I put too much Cajun seasoning in it. So I was like, that's too salty because I don't eat a lot of salt. That Cajun seasoning had a lot of salt in it. So I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna even get this to nobody, run their damn blood pressure up, right? So I was like, that I know that mac gonna be good. So I redid it. Woo! Lord Jesus. Oh Lord. I mean, I've been up since 4 this morning because I had to, because I've been all excited and stuff. I love to cook, okay, for holidays. And that macaroni and cheese so freaking good. Oh Jesus. Lord, you couldn't have did nothing better. And that ciabatta salad in there. My mama, I can hear the excitement in her voice, child. But anyways, y'all, I wanted to get a couple videos in because I I just did because I'm gonna we gonna be busy, okay? Chowing down and stuff and enjoying family. And I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna do probably like 2 videos, and I finished with this one. I'm gonna do another one. Okay, I wanted to talk about the cost of taking young Dolph out, and are there any regrets? And just in talking to people and looking at social media posts and things of that nature, you get a lot of mixed reactions. You know what I mean? And we understand that a lot of these people, um, try to act like, okay, that they don't have any regrets or they're not bothered. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak from a standpoint of what I've heard people say, people that I've talked to, what they said, either way, good or bad. And then I'm gonna speak from a standpoint of what I know from the inside, right? A little bit of that. Okay, and that would be the cost of taking him out, right? So when you start, it depends on who you talk to, and quite a few people that I've asked, especially some of the people that are out in the street, right? I asked them, do you think that they regret what they did to young Dolph? And I have to say, like, the majority of them, that's able to talk with people like within, in I guess, inside of their camps or whatever, or know people that know some of these people that did this to them, to young Dolph. They go, well, I'm talking about as far as the ones that ain't been indicted yet. They go, well, if I think they when I think they regret, it being so messy, which is just sick on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Because that was a human being. Um, but the person was like, one of the people was like, it was just one of them things where they just hated him so bad, where they said he just had to go, which is just so sad and sadistic on, like, on so many levels. And even when you talk to quite a few people, you go, do you think they regret that they did that to him? No, not no, no. Because see, I'm gonna tell you why. Even at this point, I believe that they don't have any regrets yet. It's because at this point they're not going through right now with straight dropping Cornelius and some of the others. are going through. You know what I mean? They're not going through that yet, and so it's easy for them to say that. But from what I can see, when I look at posts, and I know people try to big stuff up, when you see people doing stuff like that, it's like they have a point to prove. They want people to believe something, right? They want them to believe that it's something that it's really not. Because trust me, if folks was having their way with stuff, especially when we know if they're having their way and it's illegal, they don't want people to know about that, right? When you got a good thing going on and you already know you ain't supposed to be doing it, you would not boast and brag about it so it can be stopped, right? So that's how we know that it's not what a lot of them say that it is, right? It's not what a lot of them say that it is. Hold on, y'all. um Yeah, it's not what a lot of these people say that it is. That's the reason why they try to brag and boast and things of that nature. But the cost of taking him out, you guys, and they know this. The cost of taking him out is you're gonna see a lot of people lose everything, and they're gonna lose it because they're gonna be gone away forever for the rest of their lives. That ain't nothing that I'm just putting into the atmosphere. I'm willing to. Listen. Hey, I can bet everything I have on that's going to happen, right? I've been saying that it is. And at this point, um, they're seeing it. And I think that's the reason why we're starting to see one thing about people. You have to be careful about people now because when they're mad, okay. See, I guess it's the investigator in me. I don't look at what people do. Okay, I look at it, but I start trying to dig at below beneath the surface at trying to understand and figure out why they're doing it. I think what everybody was talking about when Yo Gotti um dropped that mixtape on Young Dolph's birthday. I was like, okay, well, that was messed up, but why? I was like, y'all start, kind of digging beneath the surface. Why did he do it? He did it because he was mad. You know what I mean? He did it because he was mad. And for those who consistently say, well, he didn't have anything to do with it, he's obviously consistently proven to people that he's got an issue with Young Dolph, that he has that hate that so many people that has been around them at some point say that he had for the young man, and he wanted him gone. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the cost. There's a high cost to taking Young Dolph out, right? There's a high cost, and I hate that they felt like their jealousy and their emotions was worth losing everything that they worked for. I can't omit that. Yo Gotti has worked to um you know obtain quite a bit of things that he has, but there's a high cost. His brother knows that there's a high cost, and I know people talk about, well, his brother has been the one to. It's not going to touch Gotti because his brother has been the one to go and do his time for him. He's always done that. He go lay down and do the time. That's the reason why he could always do dirt and send people out and things of that nature, because they would always pay folks out to go do his time, kind of like what we've seen, right? Which is unfortunate. But I don't think it's gonna work out like that this time. I do believe, just from what I'm told, everybody gonna have to lay down and do their own time because they played in the face of the feds. Okay, what you do is you go and you try to take him out 2 times that we know of, but I'm hearing it was really about 3 times that they tried to take. As a matter of fact, it was 3 times, because after 2017 they tried to plot, and it was a plot, I'm told, to try to take him out in 2018. Okay, and so that didn't happen, so they finally get him in 2021. It's so sad because you hear people on the street talk about, well, you know um you know, that's just how, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I say 2018. And you hear people on the street say, well, they were saying that, the word is they said they just wanted to make sure to that nigga was good and comfortable when he didn't think anything was gonna happen, and then they was gonna get him because that was just one of them things they say he had to go. And the reason I say 2018 because I was told by, a credible source. Okay. Them credible sources, everybody hate me to say I have, but then they regurgitate the information from them credible sources. That's what you would call a lunatic, right? Right. You have an issue with me saying credible sources, but you regurgitate the information. That's a lunatic. Okay. And so, yeah, the credible sources said that, you know, there was a plot to or some talk about trying to get somebody to take him out in 2018, and that did not happen. And so then they take him out in 2021. And what's so weird about it is, I guess, when I hear people say, well, they said they wanted to make sure he was comfortable. What did he do for people to consistently plot and plan to want to take his life? It ain't nothing in the world unless a person is a threat to your person for you to continuously plot and plan. And that came from the inside. So that's the reason why I say these folks is going to go to jail. If they know about a plot from 2018, they played in the face of the feds. And so now what they do is, they jump on their Instagrams, or they're mad at the people that say, well, they want justice for young Dolph. Any human being would say that. You can't be mad about that. Any human being would say that. Hell, if it was Yo Gotti and they took Yo Gotti out just walking into a cookie shop, I would be saying, I feel so bad for Yo Gotti's children and his mother. Okay. And there should be some justice for Yo Gotti. Okay. But what they did was they took young Dolph out, and young Dolph was not a threat to them, not physically. He was a threat to them as far as, you know what I mean, flossing and stuff, because he knew how to floss. I mean, they knew he was gonna speak his mind and stuff when he got on the mic. And folks said, well, they weren't going at him. But listen, this is what I can't get. They say that Yo Gotti was not saying anything back to young Dolph, right? But see, we already know that he was doing a lot of stuff in the background. Don't y'all bring y'all pissy asses over here with that mess now. Now I love y'all, but don't come over here, with that mess when y'all be trying to defend folks now, because I'm gonna get at you, okay? And so, y'all help me to keep my blood pressure down, because y'all know you makes me mad, okay? When you come over here with a bunch of mess, trying to defend wrong, okay? Trying to defend wrong. There's no way that you can make wrong right. Okay. And so what happened was, we already heard about how, they was paying DJs not to play his music. But young Dolph he would be angry, and or he would be real and talk about it in songs and make it public. It made it seems like that Yo Gotti wasn't doing anything to him, because he was secretly doing it behind closed doors. He was throwing rocks and hiding his hands, right? I don't believe that young Dolph would have had all those outbursts and stuff. Okay. If somebody wasn't doing anything to him quietly, right? And that is exactly what was going on. But whatever was going on, it should not have been whatever young Dolph said. It should not have been to the point where they want to take him out. And there's a cost to it, because it's gonna cost them, and it's gonna cost them real soon. And they know it. It ain't no trick in the world. It ain't nobody that can pay. I don't care how they tapped in. Them folks is gonna go down. And the best thing that Mia J could have ever did was went public to ask people to start paying attention. I'm talking about even the people in her circle, because she's got more reach than even a lot of the vloggers, right? People that can be proactive. That's one of the best things that she could have ever done, to let them know, so that everybody else can be put on notice. Pay attention. Pay close attention, right? Because hell, I thought that they were keeping them abreast of what was going on, right? I did. I know that is what is supposed to happen. Until it gets to a part of the investigation that they can't give a whole lot of information on. You know what I mean? Like, um, there are parts of, sometimes investigations take a turn, okay, and when it takes a certain turn, um, that information is limited. Even the district attorneys, when you're talking about the district attorney, Steve Mulroy, who is just district, he has jurisdiction over like Shelby County and all of that. He does not have like, so that would be like state or something like that, right? He does not have jurisdiction over other things, you know, like he can work with people, but he would be limited to information until everything was finalized, and then the findings and stuff was shared with him if they wanted to, right? Because you have to understand that other parts of the government have their own entities, their own prosecutors, like federal prosecutors and things of that nature. I know that he has no jurisdiction over federal prosecutors as he do the prosecutors in his office. I know because I do investigative work for the for federal prosecutors too. Okay, so he has no jurisdiction over that at all. But what I hope, what I would wish is that you know, whatever it is, MPD, who would be privy to some, but not everything, if it's going to another part of government, because they have a right to be secretive, in which they usually are until they have all of their findings. They could, you know, just say, listen, everything is going in the right direction, but you know, and that's it. Just know that everything is going in the right direction. But I think sometimes what happens is they tend to say, well, it's at a standstill, either because they truly don't know, okay, because certain parts of the government don't, if it's their investigation, they don't have to share it with other entities, okay, or they can't. You know what I mean? You know, they can't say anything, but what they can do um is say that it's, hey, we're doing the best that we can. It's still ongoing. We're looking into some stuff, and I promise you, we're all working to get him some justice, right? But instead, a lot of times what they tend to say is they'll make you believe other stuff, right? Because they don't want to say anything, okay? And I don't think that's fair to the family. You know, that's just not fair. What they need to, at least, even if it's limited, they need to give out hints about what it is that's going on, right? That's what they need to do. Before people say, well, they told Mama Doug didn't know anything until them folks had basically finished. Trust me, when they say it's turning into, if they say, let's just say what they, when they said with Mama Duck's situation, the mayor or somebody got up there and said we're turning this into a RICO. That's because they had already went underground and got everything that they needed, and they was able to turn it into a RICO. They didn't tell them and then go and do the investigation so the folks can clean up all the stuff. That's not how they do it, right? But yeah, it's gonna cost. Okay, it's gonna, you know, it's going to cost them a lot. And I guess, you know, wanting to be evil, wanting to be, I guess, so-called, they call it gangster. I don't know, it ain't called gangster to me, but I guess whatever it was that they felt at the time, wanted to mess up young adults' lives. They felt like, even they're messing up their very own lives and their livelihood, they felt like it was all worth it, being separated from their family, because they separated young Dolph's kids from him, and they ultimately have separated themselves from their children. It just ain't happened yet with everybody, but I guess they felt like it was worth it. They felt like whatever disdain they felt for him, you know, it was worth it. You know, people get their feelings and stuff hurt all the time. I say that. But if you can't stand to be talked about, especially if you call yourself a boss, what you need to go do is you don't need to be in the rap industry, in the entertainment business, because that's what they do. They talk about entertainers, right? Entertainers talk about each other. They do it for whatever reasons, and then they go on with their life, right? But it's never worth trying to take somebody's life, and there is a price to it. and God is out there spinning. I see a lot of what's going on with P. Diddy, and I say, hey, God is out there spinning. He's in the neighborhood, okay? And he's tired of all of this evil stuff, right? But are there any regrets? I think that there are some regrets. I do. They're not going to let it out that they regret, what they've done, but they do. They regret it. They have to. Some people have to give the illusion to some of these little young dudes that they really making a fool out of to mess their lives up and go and do their dirty work. They have to give the illusion that it's all gravy so that they can feel comfortable enough, just like Straight Drop did. Straight Drop is a prime example, right? Straight Drop is a prime example when Straight Drop did that to Young Dolph, and we saw where Yo Gotti had posted, "If my nigga go to jail, I'm gonna get him out." Right. So then he posted that, and so what did Straight Drop turn around and do? Right. I'm gonna turn myself in Monday to R Horn. He didn't say R Horn, but that's who he was. Okay, and then he dropped him and threw him up on the damn bus, and he said, I'm gonna turn myself in and I'm gonna be right back out. They gave him a false sense of security, and they started off giving him that false sense of security, right? And this is why I was so upset. I was like, this is ruining the youth. That's just evil on so many levels. These grown men, ruining young men and messing their lives up all because they want to take the life of another human being. They can't stand to see the young man in his life. Okay. Do I think that Black Youngster regretting it? Hell yeah. He'll try to play. They'll go get him. Black Youngster needs some help. Okay. They'll go get him and say, yeah, bruh. Because they know he wants the approval of them. Yeah, bruh. They sitting on their vlogs talking about you this, you that. Man, we got to let them know we don't regret nothing. And then they'll put a battery in his back and he'll be right back on there making that payback. He get ready to get real soon. Okay. Worse. Okay. Instead of him being at somebody's damn altar asking for forgiveness and writing letters to Young Dolph's children, asking for forgiveness so that that blow won't be as hard as it's gonna be. But they'll go put a battery in his back, and you'll start to see him. You'll start to see him doing putting that evil stuff into the atmosphere again, throwing out subliminals, putting out records, um, um, you know, um, throwing out shots. You know what I mean? It's a darn shame that he feels like that they are his savior instead of the real God. Okay, because only God gonna be able to help them. Okay. And one thing about God, we serve a just God, just God. God says that whatever man soweth, that's just what he's gonna reap. So because we serve a just God, he gives us we have free will. He gives us the opportunity to sow uh seeds, okay, to plant our own seeds, and they planted those seeds. So it ain't got nothing to do with anything other than reaping and sowing. Okay, they planted those seeds when they plotted and took Young Dolph out, and God allowed those seeds to grow. And the seeds that's growing in their front yard, those weeds that's growing in their own front yard, they planted them. Okay, so you know, hey, it's a cost. It's a cost. Do they regret it? Regardless of what people say, yeah, I believe they regret it because they see now it's crunch time. They see now ain't nobody playing with them. So when people get to hollering about, yeah, I feel like that they should be watched. Everything should be watched because folks would do anything for some money. But when it's all said and done, they going to jail. Okay, they going to jail. Okay. And hey, I just want to get on here and talk about that. I just felt that urge in my soul. Okay. I just felt that urge in my soul for the holidays, you guys. But yeah, there's a cost. There's a high cost of taking Young Dolph out. And the high cost is they took him out, but they didn't understand that they was taking themselves out too. What they did was they took his life and they took their own lives because they're going to spend the rest of their lives in jail. Okay. And I don't, and that's that they're a lot worse off than Young Dolph. Because Young Dolph has ascended, as I always say, he's ascended to another dimension. He's got way more power now and energy than they could ever have. Okay. And so Young Dolph kind of sticks around to make sure that his family, okay, gets justice. I believe his spirit wants to, once he gets justice, a lot of this evilness that's in the atmosphere, you will start to see it be removed, because right now what has been released into the atmosphere is I can go and do evil and get away with it, and God has to show that he is God, okay? And then once all of this is over, I believe that his soul will be able to rest, and he'll go on, he'll travel on to his to the next dimension of whatever travels that God has for him, to spread whatever his soul and his spirit, hey, in another life or whatever, because that's normally what happens. Our soul travels and stuff, okay? And because whatever level that we are, stop, and I mean stop, whatever level that we're on, guys, you have to understand that we're here for, we're not here for ourselves, we're here for on a mission, okay? And so young Dolph came, they interrupted his life. So that's the reason why when people get to hollering out, well, you know, God did that God came and got Dolph, I don't know about that, because God didn't tell Straight Drop them to go out there and sow those evil discords, okay? um God came and did it. I disagree with a lot of that. Okay, because Straight Drop and Cornelius and the rest of them that was involved ain't none of God. And I'm just leave it at that. Okay, what they did was they interrupted his life, but because they interrupted his life, okay, well, why God didn't stop it? Folks get to questioning God and stuff. Want me to try to answer for God? I know them niggas that did it one. I can answer that, okay? But what has happened is God is taking what's bad and making it something good. He says, I'm making enemies your footstool. Young Dolph is in another dimension, really spinning and laughing at him, making sure that he's going to get some justice so that there could be another energy released into the atmosphere, and then his soul will rest and he'll travel on to his next journey, okay? And these Negroes to be down here left low vibration in jail somewhere, child, having the same regrets that they have now. They don't want these dudes. Now, them niggas don't regret that. The devil is a lie. I know when somebody regretting something, they regretting it because they know that there's going to be some retribution, okay? But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to talk about that. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, please support the channel via Cash App. Make sure you get the members. And I want you guys to have a happy, safe Thanksgiving. Make sure don't eat too much, y'all. Don't do that, okay? Um, well, I be saying that, but child, I can't wait to dig into my lasagna soup, child. I'm making my sauce, to my ricotta cheese sauce, to put a scoop on top of. Woo! Y'all, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. But I love you guys. Okay, talk with you later.